Netflix's Virgin River Season 3 ended with several major cliffhangers. The series hasn't got the green light for a Season 4 yet, and the unanswered questions have left fans high and dry. Wondering what mysteries are keeping fans up at night? Keep watching to find out. Let's begin. Who is the father of Jack and Mel's baby? While Mel and Jack were broken up, Mel was seen visiting a Los Angeles fertility clinic where she and her late husband had some frozen embryos stored. Now that the nurse is pregnant at the end of S3, one big question mark remains. Just who is the father of the baby? According to TV Line's predictions, the father will be Jack and not the late husband. Fans would be highly disappointed if it turns out any other way. If we have a Season 4, it will be revealed at the end, and it's a driving storyline in it. Executive producer Sue Tenney told TV Insider when asked about the father's identity. Jack's actor Martin Henderson also expects a really weird and awkward and uncomfortable conversation to follow after the pregnancy bombshell if the baby is revealed to not be his. Who shot Jack Sheridan? Although it happened a season earlier, fans are still trying to work out the identity of Jack's shooter. Producer Tenney teases, "I will say, if we get to go into a Season 4, that the audience will be genuinely surprised at who's behind all of it. The person who pulled the trigger and wanted him dead are the same person, but Calvin and Jimmy and the failed raid in Season 2 and him getting shot all intersect with all the rest of it. Dan Brady was the first suspect, but the former Marine has already claimed innocence, leaving fans fumbling for the perpetrator. One theory points to Jack's sister Bree being behind the crime. She's developed a romantic relationship with Brady, and if he didn't shoot Jack, several clues point to Bree. She showed up after the shooting and was the only other person with access to Brady's car where the gun was planted, so Bree could be the shooter in a thrilling plot twist. Will Hope survive her surgery? Depending on whom you ask, Hope is either considered lovable or obnoxious, but no one wants her killed off just yet. The season finale left Doc sobbing into his hands as he waited for Hope to undergo dangerous, life-saving surgery following her car accident. Considering pandemic-related restrictions were mainly to blame for actress Annette O'Toole's absence in Season 3, there's no reason to suspect that Hope won't live to see Season 4. Based on Tenney saying, "Annette is very excited to rejoin the cast if there's a Season 4. We have a feeling her character will be just fine. We'll get back to pieces of the planned storyline for Doc and Hope as we go forward," the EP said. Where will Ricky end up? In Season 3, Ricky signed on to become a Marine and be stationed at either South Carolina or San Diego. Grayson Guernsey, the actor playing the character, said that he would rather be placed in South Carolina. While talking about Ricky, Guernsey told TV Line, "I kind of hope he goes to South Carolina, which sounds like a lot more fun." Now, it remains to be seen if the series will follow the actor's wishes or go a different route. Who is the Doc's grandson and why is he here? Near the end of Season 3, Doc's grandson just mysteriously appears out of nowhere. We are told almost nothing about his character. Where did he come from? Why is he here? All these questions and more will be explored in Season 4. It's going to be a very fun Season 4 if we have a Season 4, Tenney teased. That's peeling back another layer of the onion of Doc's character. And all the questions that you're going to ask me, I can't answer. Where did he come from? Who is he? All we know is that life isn't going to get any easier for Doc and Hope, whose relationship was already shaky after he kept Lily's diagnosis from her. What is in store for Mel and Jack? Fans are eager to see if Mel and Jack will get engaged in S4. In the last season, Jack finally gathered the courage to ask Mel to marry him while out on a mountain hike, but her answer took a back seat due to her being pregnant and not knowing if Jack was the father. The good news is that Tenney promises in the series eventually they are going to get married. But the not so good news is that the proposal isn't coming at the best time. The couple just got back together. Jack's actor Henderson said, "It's quite important that he shows her that his commitment is absolute. And what better way to do that than to take those vows and make it forever. Mel's actress, Breckenridge, responded by saying, "My first inclination is she would have said yes. However, just because you want to say yes in that moment." Some predictions are also looking at a possible breakup for the two, just to throw a curveball in the storyline. Looks like what happens to their perfect love story will have to wait for now. Will Preacher be okay? The season 3 finale concluded with Colin Lawrence's Preacher getting drugged and kidnapped before being left for dead in the woods. The atrocious act was done by Paige's supposed friend Sally. Some fans are taking this to mean that Paige is already dead. Others are predicting that Vince, the twin brother of Paige's abusive ex-husband, orchestrated the whole thing so he could get to Christopher. As of now, the only thing standing between Vince and Christopher is Preacher. All Tenny had to say on the subject was, "What comes next is a surprise for Preacher, so it should be a surprise for the audience. Who Sally's working for would be revealed in the next season." What will Wes do to Christopher and Connie? One of the most chilling moments of the season 3 finale and the series in general was seeing Wes emerge from the darkness at Preacher's house. Last we saw him, he was sitting in the dark like a good villain, just as Christopher and Connie returned with pizza. What happens next is anyone's guess. There's a big reveal when we open season 4 that puts certain people in jeopardy. The EP previewed, Finding Vince becomes paramount. Will Jack and Charmaine be able to work out a custody agreement? Jack and his ex-girlfriend Charmaine just can't seem to make anything work, whether it be a relationship or a custody agreement for the twins she's carrying. And the situation is made worse by the moves Charmaine's new husband Todd is putting into play. The controlling man plans to be the twins' father, and he and Charmaine are going to fight Jack for full custody of the kids. There will be ebbs and flows to their relationship in the coming seasons, Tenny says of the parents-to-be. Jack is very committed to being a good father, being present for those children, and that's never going to change. So he will fight for his right to be involved as much as humanly possible, and she will fight to serve her own priorities. Jack feels torn about that because he wants Charmaine to be with someone. He wants her to be happy, but obviously that might not be the case. Henderson adds, "And Jack doesn't want his children growing up influenced by a man that might not have a lot of integrity." What secret is Mike hiding? Played by Marco Grazzini, Mike is a friend of Jack who works in law enforcement. The detective seems like a good guy so far, but fans are a bit suspicious, especially since the man was quick to point fingers in Brady's direction when it came to the shooter's identity. Brady may have been drunk during his meltdown in episode 8, but we can't stop thinking about what he said to Mike. "I'm the bad guy and you're the hero? I've paid for the crimes I've committed. Can you say the same? You're afraid everyone's going to find out that you're not such a hero after all. I know what you did in Iraq, Mike. You've got blood on your hands, just like everybody else." But according to Tenny, we shouldn't be too worried. Mike is a really positive and great character, but there's definitely some stuff that will come up and need to be dealt with. Is Lizzie here to stay? Lizzie received more screen time this season, but the finale still made fans question if she'll return for the next installment. There's a small possibility that Lizzie will leave Virgin River, but we don't think that's the case. If there's anything we've learned from past seasons, it's that every character has a purpose, and we're not convinced Lizzie has served hers quite yet. So far, there's been no official announcement on whether or not the series is coming back for another season, but fans are hopeful and expect to hear something concrete soon. That's a wrap for this video. What questions are you most excited to get answers to in the next season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.